Praying at the speed of love is just as much an adventure and a surprise for me as it is for you. You are probably very familiar with my previous online internet radio show on the Unity online network, The Soul Directed Life. 6 years, 270 something conversations with authors, almost all authors. And we would get into a certain level of conversation about who they are, but the primary conversation was about their teachings, their books. And when this whole prayer artist thing happened, and it was clear that much as I love doing that show and as much as you love listening to it, I needed to put it down in order to pick up this new podcast, Praying at the Speed of Love. But I didn't know, having never done anything like this before, no one's ever done anything like this before. I didn't know what it was going to look like or feel like. But here we go, episode 3 with Meghan Don. Now, if you were listening to The Soul Directed Life, you know she was on twice. She was on the first time because Kat Sanborn, the publicist at Llewellyn, when I told her I was doing a whole month on the sacred feminine, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Kat's just, she didn't say you might want to consider. She said, okay, you're having Meghan Don on the show. Go, well, okay, I am. And the book came and I started reading it, and oh my goddess, because this is like a goddess party. You can meet the divine feminine as a daughter of light, as a mother of darkness. It's face after face after face. And in each one of these faces, there are chants and stories and mythologies and rituals. And it's like, how much fun can you have? So last year, not knowing it was my last year on the show, I asked her to come back. I just was hungry for more conversation about the divine feminine. On that show, I didn't ask her to do this, but wherever the conversation was meandering, she started to describe how Mary Magdalene prayed. And I'm trapped on my headset, so I can't move. But as she started to talk, my body was going, woohoo, 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 because she was describing that Mary Magdalene, you could feel her, you could see her, you could be her in the desert at night, stars overhead, the scent of the flowers, the breeze on her cheeks, and Mary Magdalene rises and starts to dance around the sacred fire. In that moment, I knew I have got to have this woman on the show. I have got to talk to her at a very deep level about Mary Magdalene, so much so that I knew that I was going to offer Meghan to do a prayer intensive on Mary Magdalene, which does open May 6th. We're going to do this. So I asked her to come on this new podcast, not really to talk about the book, but to talk to Meghan about Meghan. Your mystical life, your prayer practices. Now, she has a New Zealand accent, so I'm excited and wondering, okay, how do you go from New Zealand to, there are all kinds of stories in this book about her many adventures, and one of them is a personal encounter with Mary Magdalene and Jesus. Oh, okay, I want to know. How did this evolution take place? And then teach us how to pray. How can we pray as Mary Magdalene prayed, or however way Meghan wants to share with us, because this isn't prepackaged. It's a living conversation. What do I say about this show? Real conversations with real people about real prayer. Come and be with me tomorrow. The podcast is live on Thursday. What would that be, the 10th? Yeah, I think I got that right. Come and listen to Meghan Don on her story of intimate mystical adventures, experiences, and prayers in and as the divine feminine. I'm just a little excited.